Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another video. I am probably going to be a little bit emotional, and that is because I really thought today I would be showing you guys the video of my chickens laying their first egg, but unfortunately, if you saw my post, I have some not so great news today. So one of my hens, Parmesan, the all-white one, she unfortunately passed away last night, and so I am very sad. She was very, very close to laying her first egg. I thought perhaps it was like a weasel predating her, but she didn't have any signs of injury. And then my next thought was because they were getting so close to laying an egg, perhaps she was egg bound. So I am not a veterinarian. I do not have medical training for properly diagnosing any issues, but I am a wildlife biologist through training, so I do have a basic level understanding of anatomy, and so I did perform a autopsy on her just to confirm that she wasn't egg bound. She wasn't, so it wasn't that either, but she did have eggs in development, and based on the size of the egg and where it was in her system, she probably would have laid her first egg today, which is very bittersweet. But the reason I wanted to come on here today and share this with you is because, unfortunately, loss is a very big part of having animals. It's a very big part of homesteading, of farming, just in general. Obviously, when we do things on a smaller scale like this, me only having 6 eggs, I am able to bond with them a lot more than if I had like 30 chickens and wasn't spending the same amount of time with them. And so, loss is inevitable. It's going to happen. But sudden loss or loss without a medical explanation is sometimes more difficult to process. And that's okay. I live 13 hours from our nearest veterinarian, and I live 15 hours from our nearest wildlife diagnosing lab. So for me to get an answer to this, I would have to take 3 days off work and spend, over $600-700 in gas to get down there. And as much as I love my chickens, that is not realistic, not a realistic expense for a homestead or a farm. So I did my best with the knowledge that I have to try to figure out what happened. I unfortunately don't have an answer, and we probably won't know what it is. So it's possible that she could have had something wrong with one of her organs that caused some internal hemorrhaging, that caused some sudden death, which hemorrhaging is just internal bleeding. It's also possible, potentially there's a lot of diseases that are transmitted by wild birds. Avian flu is obviously a huge concern, and while it's unlikely up here because we don't have many migratory species that come up in the winter, it's still a slight possibility. Unfortunately, if it is avian flu, I can expect to lose the rest of the birds. So far, everybody else is healthy. I am going to be monitoring them extra hard and extra closely today. I am also going to be going through and disinfecting as much things as possible with, some vinegar and some really, really hot water, clean out their feed bin, clean out their water bin especially. But yeah, it's kind of frustrating not knowing for sure what caused it, because when you put so much care and time into these animals, I had Parm for 6 months now. You're invested your time in them, you've invested your care in them. If you're anything like me, you invest a piece of your heart in them too. So it's hard. And it's okay to be sad about it. It's okay to cry when you lose an animal. I think a lot of times there's desensitization to it, especially the longer you've had animals. But, if this is your first time and you're having a hard time with it, it's okay. It is what it is. But also at the same time, I want to encourage you not to let loss scare you. There's the whole analysis by paralysis, and so many people put off getting animals that they really want because they're scared of something like this happening. And there's always a possibility that something like this will happen. Things will go wrong. There will always be predators. But I do want to encourage you not to let the potential of loss stop you from trying something out. That's the kind of message that I want to get across for this scenario right now. So unfortunately, we are down to now 5 chickens, but like I said, everybody else is still doing good. I had some other points that I wanted to say on this topic, but I'm not really remembering them right now, so that's okay. But yeah, so it's the reality of living this life, but it's not the end-all be-all. There's going to be more loss. You know, I bought hatching eggs knowing there would be roosters and knowing we would have to cull those roosters, and I had a lot of time to prepare myself for that, and I really didn't have any struggles when it came to that. But when it's unexpected, when it's sudden, and when you don't know what the reason is, you feel a little bit helpless. So, you know, learn what you can from the loss on your farm. If this had been a predation attack, I would be looking at how I can improve the safety of the run in the coop. If it was something preventable that I was aware of, obviously I would do my best to correct and continue to give my chickens the best care that I can. But sometimes you just don't know what happens, and sometimes animals just pass, unfortunately, similar to humans. So yeah, I was hoping this would be more of an exciting video. I had been taking daily clips to show you guys exactly how long after my last video, when they started showing signs of egg laying, it would take for them to lay eggs. So right now, I think we're on day 6 after that they first started showing signs, and they say within a week. So they're really pushing it. They might make liars of me yet, but it was also really encouraging to see that she had been developing eggs. I am gonna put a picture at the very end of this video, and I will give you lots of warning of what those undeveloped eggs look like. They do have blood on them and blood on the glove, so I'll give you lots of warning before I show it, but you might want to just click off for that part. But anyway, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and put some of those videos in right here, just because a lot of them, you know, Parmesan was the first one to show the kind of squatting behavior, and it got to the point where every morning when I opened the coop door, she would automatically squat down just from me opening it, which I thought was funny. I didn't even have to like reach for her or even touch her, and she would just do her little dance and squat down. So it was really cute to see, and I know you guys will appreciate getting to see it as well. So with that, I'm going to show those clips here, so feel free to watch that, and then when I jump back on, that will be the warning for the maybe not so pretty part of the video. Alright, it's been 3 days since the girls started squatting. Will there be an egg? Hi, Barb! Yes, yes, I know. I know you think I'm your rooster, but I'm just seeing if you've laid any eggs yet. I'm glad you're still squatting, though. I haven't even touched you. Hey? Well, they've definitely been digging, but no eggs yet. Hey, girls? No eggs yet. That's okay. It is the day 4 morning check, and still no eggs. Right, Prime? So far, 4 of the girls are squatting. So, Parmesan, one of the brown ones, either ginger or chipotle, buffalo, and teriyaki, have all squatted so far. Yeah, see, you are, but you're not yet. Hey, girls? Is today going to be the day? Day 5. Is there going to be an egg? Good morning. Oh, yes. Hello. Do you have any? Oh, you're doing it too now. Okay. No eggs. Hey? You guys are going to make liars out of me. I said a week from the last video. Okay, so that was the end of the footage there. I'm going to give you your official gore warning. There is going to be blood, and so if it is time for you to click off, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for supporting Buffalo and the other girls. I know you guys will all be hoping that everyone else is okay, and I am too. So yeah, if this is where you're clicking off, thanks so much for watching, and I hope you stay tuned to the channel to see how the rest of the chickens do, and when we actually do get our first egg. It should be any day today or tomorrow, hopefully, because the 2 others started showing behavior at the same time as Parm. So hopefully we get an egg soon as well. That will probably be the next video. And if you watch the cooking channels, you probably haven't watched this, but there will be more cooking content too as well. But yeah, so okay, now for anybody who's staying for this part, as a biologist, obviously it can be considered a little morbid to do an autopsy on your chicken, but I did find it very interesting. The egg formation process is not something you get to physically see in a chicken, and so I found it somewhat fascinating actually when I was able to see these eggs in different stages of development. So the eggs in the video are not calcified. The largest one would have been going into the calcification process. So you know, the egg is released from the ovary of the chicken, I guess. I think it's technically the ova is what it's called, but it's released and then it goes through its reproductive system. You know, there's different stages, take different time. I know the like major calcification part of it takes about 20 hours, which is why you get an egg approximately a day, because I think the entire process takes like 25 or 26 hours to do. So that bigger one would have been at the very start of going through the calcification process. So like I said, bittersweet that she probably would have laid it today. But I'm going to throw up the picture here. I don't have a video of it, but I do have the picture, so I'm just going to keep the music behind it and show you that. That's it for this video. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you found the undeveloped eggs interesting in the comments, if you like kind of seeing that sort of stuff. I know YouTube has a lot of restrictions around what you're allowed to show, just because of anything that's considered gory, but if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff, I'm definitely more than happy to share what knowledge I have around it. I'm also not an expert. This is my first time keeping chickens, and I know I still have lots to learn, but I hope that as I go through this process, I can share what I do learn with you guys. So I hope you guys have a great day. I hope the next video is a lot happier. We will hopefully be celebrating the first egg from one of the chickens. But yeah, so we'll see you guys in the next video.